Pasta is a beloved comfort food, but for many, it's followed by bloating, cramping, and digestive distress. While wheat and gluten often get the blame, the real culprit may be hiding in your pasta sauce, industrial food additives. We're seeing a surge in gut issues like IBS and food sensitivities, and the rise of ultra-processed foods is a major factor. The problem isn't the tomatoes or basil. It's the synthetic emulsifiers and additives that extend shelf life and improve texture. These substances, unrecognizable to our ancestors and our gut microbiome, are fundamentally altering our internal ecosystem. In this video, we'll reveal how emulsifiers in everyday foods disrupt gut health, and how you can reclaim your pasta night. It's time to solve the pasta paradox and enjoy your favorite meal without the unpleasant side effects. Emulsifiers are the hidden chemicals that keep oil and water mixed in processed foods. Think jarred sauces, frozen meals, and even bread. Names like carboxymethyl cellulose, CMC, polysorbate 80, and mono and diglycerides are common, but you won't find them in a home kitchen. Their job is to make food look and feel appealing, and to last longer on shelves. For years, regulators assumed these additives were harmless, but new research says otherwise. Emulsifiers don't just pass through our bodies, they interact with our gut microbiome, the community of microbes essential for digestion and immunity. When you eat foods loaded with these additives, you risk disrupting this delicate balance. The reason they're everywhere? Convenience and profit. Shelf-stable sauces and ready meals depend on them. But the long-term impact on our gut health is only now coming to light. Deep inside your gut, a protective mucus layer acts as a crucial shield, keeping bacteria at bay and inflammation in check. This mucus barrier is your body's first line of defense, separating trillions of microbes from your sensitive gut lining. It helps maintain a delicate balance, allowing beneficial bacteria to thrive while preventing harmful ones from causing trouble. But when you eat foods containing emulsifiers like carboxymethyl cellulose, or CMC, things start to change. These additives act like detergents, thinning and weakening this protective barrier. As the mucus layer erodes, bacteria can get dangerously close to your gut lining, a place they're never meant to be. This breach triggers your immune system to respond, leading to inflammation, bloating, and pain, the classic signs of gut distress. For some, these symptoms can be mild and fleeting, but for others, they can become chronic and disruptive, affecting daily life and overall well-being. Scientific studies have shown that emulsifiers can reduce populations of beneficial bacteria in your gut, the very microbes that help digest food, produce vitamins, and support your immune system. At the same time, these additives can increase harmful inflammation markers in the body, signaling that your immune system is under stress, and your gut is struggling to maintain balance. In some cases, the damage goes even further. Emulsifiers can allow bacteria to actually invade the gut lining itself, a hallmark of serious conditions like Crohn's disease and other inflammatory bowel disorders. These food additives aren't just passive ingredients, they're biologically active, capable of disrupting the peace and harmony of your gut ecosystem with every bite. Millions of people are exposed to these ingredients every single day, often without realizing the potential risks hidden in their favorite foods. From salad dressings to ice cream, emulsifiers are everywhere in the modern diet. Not everyone will react the same way, but the widespread use of emulsifiers means many are unknowingly undermining their gut health, setting the stage for discomfort or even long-term issues. So, the next time you sit down to a simple meal, remember, what seems harmless on your plate could be triggering a microscopic battle inside your body, shaping your health in ways you might not expect. Emulsifiers aren't the only gut offenders in pasta dishes. Gluten, dairy, and FODMAPs can also cause trouble. Gluten, found in wheat pasta, is a major issue for those with celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity, leading to symptoms like bloating and fatigue. For others, dairy-rich sauces can trigger cramps and diarrhea, especially for the millions who are lactose intolerant. Even those without full intolerance may struggle with heavy cream and cheese. High FODMAP foods, like wheat, onions, and garlic, can ferment in the gut, causing gas and bloating, especially for people with IBS. Even homemade sauces can be problematic for those sensitive to FODMAPs. The path to a happy gut is highly individual. What works for one person may not work for another. Understanding your own triggers is key to enjoying pasta without discomfort. Personalized nutrition is more important than ever. Gut issues from our modern diet are a silent epidemic. Ultra-processed foods now make up nearly 60% of adult calories in the US and UK, and even more for children. A 2024 review linked high UPF intake to a 50% higher risk of death from heart disease and a 48% higher risk of anxiety. Gut-specific studies connect these foods to IBS and inflammatory bowel disease. When you add up sensitivities to emulsifiers, gluten, dairy, and FODMAPs, it's clear digestive distress is a widespread problem. The good news? Simple, conscious food choices can make a huge difference. The first step to protecting your gut is learning to read ingredient labels like a pro. It might seem overwhelming at first, but with a little practice, you'll quickly spot the red flags that signal a food isn't as healthy as it seems. Ingredient lists are like a window into what you're really eating, and knowing what to look for can make all the difference for your gut health. Watch out for long lists of unpronounceable chemicals, especially emulsifiers like CMC, polysorbate 80, carrageenan, guar gum, and soy lecithin. These additives are often used to improve texture or shelf life, but they can disrupt your gut's delicate balance. If you see a label packed with names you don't recognize, that's a sign the food has been heavily processed. If you see these on a pasta sauce, it's ultra-processed. Even foods that seem simple, like pasta sauce, can be loaded with unnecessary additives. Instead of nourishing your body, these ingredients can irritate your gut lining and contribute to inflammation over time. Look for short, simple ingredient lists, ideally just tomatoes, olive oil, and herbs. The fewer the ingredients, the closer the food is to its natural form. When you recognize every item on the list, you know exactly what you're putting into your body, and your gut will thank you for it. Be wary of vague terms like natural flavors or spices, which can hide additives. These catch-all phrases often mask a cocktail of chemicals and preservatives that manufacturers aren't required to list individually. If you see these, it's best to be cautious and look for alternatives with more transparency. Check for added sugars, often disguised as corn syrup or dextrose, which can feed harmful gut bacteria. Sugar goes by many names: maltodextrin, fructose, glucose syrup, and they all have the same effect, disrupting your gut microbiome and making it harder for good bacteria to thrive. Plain canned tomatoes are a great base. Most frozen pasta meals are loaded with additives. When you cook from scratch using simple ingredients, you have full control over what goes into your meals, making it easier to avoid hidden gut disruptors. Flip the box. If the list is long and full of gums and stabilizers, leave it on the shelf. The more complicated the ingredient list, the more likely it is to contain substances that can harm your gut health in the long run. The closer your food is to its natural state, the better for your gut. Fresh vegetables, whole grains, and minimally processed foods are always the safest bet for supporting a healthy digestive system. Being a label detective is your best defense. With every trip to the store, you'll get better at spotting problem ingredients and making choices that keep your gut happy and healthy. You can enjoy pasta and support your gut. Just make a few smart swaps. Ditch jarred sauces for homemade or minimally processed options with simple ingredients. If gluten bothers you, try pasta made from brown rice, quinoa, or lentils. These are higher in fiber and protein too. Whole grain pasta is a great choice for most, feeding your good gut bacteria. Load your bowl with sautéed veggies like spinach, mushrooms, or broccoli for extra fiber and nutrients. Artichokes and beans add substance and prebiotic power. Finish with a drizzle of olive oil and fresh herbs for flavor and anti-inflammatory benefits. If you tolerate dairy, a little real Parmesan is better than processed cheese blends. For creaminess, try a dollop of probiotic-rich yogurt or a cashew-based sauce. Making your own tomato sauce is one of the best things you can do for your gut, and it's a simple act that can completely transform your meals. When you take the time to prepare sauce from scratch, you're not just cooking, you're investing in your health and well-being. It's quick, easy, and lets you control every ingredient. No emulsifiers, no hidden sugars, just real food. You get to choose the ripest tomatoes, the freshest herbs, and the best olive oil, ensuring every bite is packed with nutrients and flavor. Unlike store-bought sauces, which often contain preservatives and unnecessary additives, your homemade version is pure and wholesome. Start with a generous splash of olive oil and a few cloves of garlic for depth and aroma, or skip the garlic if you're FODMAP sensitive. The beauty of homemade sauce is that you can adapt it to your dietary needs and preferences. Add high-quality canned tomatoes, a pinch of salt, freshly ground black pepper, and a handful of your favorite herbs. Think oregano, thyme, or parsley. Let it all simmer gently for 15-20 minutes, allowing the flavors to meld and deepen. The result is a sauce that's not only healthier and tastier than anything from a jar, but also completely customizable. Want to boost the nutrition? Add chopped carrots for natural sweetness and extra fiber. Toss in diced celery for crunch and vitamins, or roasted peppers for a smoky, rich undertone. Finish with a handful of fresh basil or other herbs for a burst of color, flavor, and extra nutrients. Each addition brings its own health benefits, making your sauce even more gut-friendly. Make a big batch and store it in jars or containers for easy meals throughout the week, just like store-bought, but without the additives or mystery ingredients. Homemade sauce delivers antioxidants, healthy fats, and plant compounds your gut loves. Lycopene from tomatoes, polyphenols from olive oil, and the natural goodness of herbs all work together to support your digestive health. This simple swap transforms pasta night from a gut risk to a gut-friendly ritual. Sharing a meal made with real whole ingredients brings people together and nourishes your body from the inside out. Feed your microbiome real food, and it will thank you with better digestion, more energy, and a stronger immune system. Sometimes the healthiest changes are the simplest. With just a few fresh ingredients and a little time, you can create a sauce that's delicious, nourishing, and truly good for your gut. Dietary tweaks can help, but don't ignore persistent or severe digestive symptoms. If you have ongoing pain, diarrhea, weight loss, or blood in your stool, see a doctor. These are red flags. Keep a food and symptom diary to spot patterns and help your healthcare provider. If you suspect gluten is an issue, get tested for celiac disease before cutting it out. A proper diagnosis is crucial for long-term health. Most people will find relief by avoiding ultra-processed sauces and experimenting with pasta types and veggies. But if symptoms persist, professional guidance is essential. Listen to your gut. It's trying to tell you something.